Welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Today we're going to get started with our little base. Remember last episode we got in our first bathroom and we got our first storage, not very much of it, got some cots for them to sleep in, and our research station. And we are researching, or should be researching, farming, which is should be starting soon. Now, let's just look at the power overlay. You'll see where we've got some power here. We haven't got anyone researching just yet, but we also created an oxygen generation machine, basically an oxygen diffuser. It takes in algae, drops out oxygen, but it needs power. So we are going to need, unfortunately, to wire that up. So that's probably going to come over maybe here, I want to say. Do I want to go that way, or do I want to go here? Let's go all the way over. There they go. And up. And just so we can have power rails underneath the floor, essentially. I'll have to watch out where I put the wire in later, but we can get them started. And they're going and washing themselves and just storing stuff in storage. Camille is charging the batteries. I hope we get to be able to not have to charge the batteries soon. And we're also going to need to basically, or rather we need to buy the batteries, not by running on a treadmill. Basically need to put tiles in for this. And we'll probably need to put tiles in here later. So let's get them started again. They can move around faster if you put tiles in, but of course it's time that you're spending by doing that. Colony requires a food source and insufficient oxygen generation. Yes, so food is going to be coming up by Camille, who is researching already. That's good. And yes, one is the shortcut, the hot bar. Good. So you have now got, should have some power soon. Why do you not have any power? No power? All connected power sources have lost charge. Power overlay, please. Oh, yeah. One wire short. That piece. And that should be that connected. Yep, it's running. And that should be producing oxygen. So if we have a look at our oxygen overlay, which is F1, you'll see there's a little bit of carbon dioxide here, and there's going to be more below us. Off down here in the corner is where most of it is at the moment. But it's important to keep an eye on that when we actually go through. And you'll see up here, it's breathable, but not quite as good as this stuff, which is very breathable. So, yeah. I'm not sure if that's just due to their exertions or not, but yeah. So let's bring them back to a pause. How far through research are we? We're 6 out of 15. So that's going to be our next step. We want to get farming on the go. In the meantime, we can get a little bit more plumbing going so that they never have an issue whereby one of them needs to wash their hands or anything like that. So we can pop down something like that there and then go with plumbing and put a third outhouse in. I think we're going to get a new, 65 seconds to a new colonist. So at that point, I've already got the fourth bed available, even though I think we only start with 3. Yeah, we do only have 3, don't we? We haven't got one already. Nope. So 3 is fine, and then we'll have 3 outhouses for 4 people, etc. So the chances of them all wanting to go simultaneously and peeing everywhere if they don't is limited. And of course, we've got this bit of tile here to stop any pee from anywhere in our base so far, filtering down into our nice pool of water. Fine. What do we have here? Yeah, growth halted for that. Is any of this actual food? Let's look for the harvest. The harvest key. I can't remember what it is. It's probably H. No, Y. We have set them to be harvested. We are going to want to probably dig down and get some of that. I'm not going to dig down under here because if you get anywhere near this, it could break open and water could go everywhere. I guess we can go down this way. And then, what's the heat like? Temperature overlay 3. Heat's still fine down there, so yeah, we can just put a ladder down to this level, and then we can dig out like that, and then we can choose to get them to harvest. So, why? Okay, that's a few things. They can get started on that. We're still in cycle 3. We're halfway through the day. And we still need that food source. So now we just need to skip forwards a little bit until they've done their work. And in fact, we can probably just set this accordingly. And someone did say that the priority that you set on these isn't the priority of use, i.e. make sure you wash your hands. It's the priority of keeping it full of water. So if we go for our priority overlay, you'll see this one has got 7 at the moment. So if we just set all of these to 7, then they'll find that moderately high priority to deal with all of those. Although some of those 7s are actually the debris on the floor, mind you. But yeah, I'm sure they'll get over it. And there goes the outhouse. So they're going to start moving all the stuff off the floor. And our storage is getting full, so we're going to have to probably deal with that base storage bin. We're going to put storage bins. Running out of space somewhat. Let's put them maybe over here for now, and they can go and put them in. Oh, here comes our next person. Now you don't have to take the people. You can choose, but we'll see how good or how bad the person is. Printables available. Choose a blueprint. Select a blueprint. Ellie? Okay. A care package of pufflet. Non-aggressive critters that excrete lumps of slime with each breath. I'm not sure I want that. Maybe I do. Don't know. We get some sand. So, just sand, I guess. But we get the option of each of these two. So, someone with increased athletics but decreased strength. Good at building and decorating, pretty much. Good. Cooking, wrenching, supplying. Increased strength but falls asleep periodically. And if you remember, we already have someone like that. But it doesn't matter that much. So I guess that's fine. And if they get stressed, they just cry. So why don't we take nails? Nails. Let's take you. Cool, so Nails is up and running. So we've got a 4th person, and immediately Nails is going to hoover stuff, vacuum stuff. That's fine. And are we nowhere near farming yet? No, because we're on the slow speed. Let's speed that thing up. Okay, and we probably want them to go and dig down there a little bit. So let's just increase this and just get them to go and do all of this. Harvest those. And harvest all of these as well. Okay. And that should start them going. Off they go, digging down. Actually, let's pause that in a second. Let's actually just cancel that. Where's the cancel thing? Cancel. Cancel all of that. I actually want to dig down here instead. I want to make sure there's enough space in between that wall and everything else. And cancel? No, cancel is C, not X. Okay, and then we'll just dig these two. Okay. And we may have to set priority on them again. That'll do. So off they go. And they're going to dig down. We'll set both of these to sweep only for the moment. And that should be pretty good. Oh, are you finished with research? Let's take a look. Research. Yeah, looks like you are. Oh, nearly. 12 out of 15. Fine. Let's get up to 15 out of 15. And they're off to the bathrooms. Let's skip forward until that first research is done. And it seems that Nails has a skill point already. And we can choose whatever they want them to go into. Now, I'm just going to choose whatever they kind of like. And we've already got Camille, who's good at research, but she doesn't have a skill point yet. So let's just spend Nails into grilling and cooking. And maybe that will be good. I think the skill system is fairly new. I don't remember it when I last played this. So, yeah, we'll just see how well that affects things. And it is just through midnight, if you like, through cycle 3. So they should be back up and running. And we've got a couple of critters around here. They are hatches, but basically excrete coal. But they pretty much eat all the resources that are on the floor. Not sure whether we want them around. If you know whether we do, put them in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to take a look. Oh, they're burrowed. Okay, they're happy and wild. Fine, no problem. Do we have everything else? We are nearly at the research. Come on, just a little bit more. Okay, so farming is now researched. We're all the way up here. And now we have a few options to go for. I'm going to go for employment, first of all. It gives us a water cooler, but also leads on to advanced research. And that lets us basically accumulate research points and other bits and pieces, so that's good. And so I'm just going to go ahead with that to get started. And then next, probably power regulation, and that gives us a better battery. So we'll get that going. And they're charging up on those little tiny batteries that we start off with. Okay, so we still require a food source, but now we have farming unlocked. So we're able to basically create a food source. And now we have a whole sort of set of space below here. We haven't really expanded into it yet. But we could do that, and there is unfortunately unbreathable air in there, so right there. But there is some oxygen in it here as well. So if we set this to let's say, just say put a ladder in down to, let's say, here. Okay, and that is already 4 high, so that will do that job. And I'll probably need to get rid of that. Then we just need to dig out the rest. So let's just dig that out. None of that above us is sand, I don't think. Sandstone, coal, sand. Sand is on the ground. It's not, it's algae. So we'll keep some algae. That will get some more oxygen. And they should get started with that. There it is. And we can put the ladder back in place. There they go. And now they should start digging. And of course they were already clearing out the space. I guess we could cancel it down there, but since they're already partway through, we may as well just leave them to go. We've got 16,000 calories left. 4 people, no stress, no sick people just yet. So that's good news all around. We have to let this go a little bit until they've dug this out. I just want to look at, is there a farming section, food? Yes, we have planter boxes, we have ration boxes, and then microbe mushers. Ugh. That's going to be tasty. Microbes. So, planter boxes we can probably put down here. I'm not sure if we need artificial light source for them. I guess it depends on where we actually plant. But if we assume that we probably want some doors and that for space, so we may want to put one like there. And then we'll be putting more planters as we go across. Okay. Have they digged the way down there yet? Nearly. Let's look at the oxygen. They can breathe in this area. That's fine. So we'll have our farm down here on the hopes that whatever farm sort of seeds we put in there consume carbon dioxide, which should be heavier than air, that should fall down to the bottom. Not quite so sure why it's not, you know, this area, it's not quite as breathable. And if it's not quite as breathable, is that just the temperature? I mean, it's slightly higher, so that could be one possibility. Or it could be maybe, well, it doesn't, slightly little bit of red for carbon dioxide, but not a huge amount. And they are nearly done with that digging. Okay, so let's take a look. What can we actually plant? There is only mealwood. We don't have very much at all. This plant produces edible meal lice. Tasty lice. Yeah. Okay, I guess. Temperature 10 to 30 degrees. That's perfectly fine. Pressure is 150 G minimum. Yep, that's perfectly fine too. Atmosphere, oxygen, polluted oxygen, and carbon dioxide are just fine. So we should be able to plant a mealwood seed. We also should have a room to plant 3 more, because that's how many seeds we've got. So we can plant those. And once they're ready, they're having problems breathing. Get them back to the default area. And we'll get the plants, hopefully, to recycle this a little bit. Otherwise, I guess we could put oxygen diffuser in there. That's only going to pressurize things a little bit. Anyway, let's sort of seal the area off somewhat. Like that. We'll put doors in, just like we have on the other levels. And we'll set a bottom door to be... well, actually, maybe we want to leave it closed by default. Are they sleeping again? They are. It's nighttime. Of course they're sleeping. Fine. Still insufficient oxygen generation. Which is that just lack of power, or... oh, it's the maximum gas pressure. So we need to get rid of gas somehow? Well, it all says breathable. Yeah, it all says breathable. I'm not quite sure why it's not able to... well, yeah, maybe it's just that we need to get rid of some of the excess carbon dioxide. So, yeah, let's skip forwards again until all the stuff is planted. And let's see if that's sustainable as far as food's concerned. We can also... have we already set up... yeah, we have already set up harvest for these. We have bristle blossom. 2 of those, Bluff Briar, Bristle Blossom, and that's fairly fine. We'll see whether we can actually plant those as well. We want our farm area to be producing us lots of food, really. And with that first set of research done, we now have the water cooler, so we can put that somewhere. We need to put it somewhere. I guess I'm going to put it here, near the cots, at least for now. And that's somewhere they can gather and should increase morale, I guess. But I'm not sure. This is just the decor overview. I'm not particularly sure that a water cooler will give us decor. Total decor minus 1.5. Yeah, so not great. I guess I'd have to move something out of this area to actually do anything else, so fine for now. We've also dug all the way down here, so we should be able to go and harvest those things once everything comes back up and everyone's running. So they've got the doors in, and that should be that. Let's take a look. Oxygen seems to be a little bit better down here, so yeah, I'm fine with that so far. Still, it says insufficient oxygen generation because they consumed a little bit more than we actually produced. But yeah, we'll see how that actually goes over time. Otherwise, I think we're probably going to be going digging and going picking up some other stuff that we haven't yet got. Let's take a look at what the temperature's like. I don't want to go too far. Still all green in all directions, certainly over here. We can go up and get some more stuff up there, some mealwood, some buried muckroot, and then we can go over here as well. So we should probably think about digging out. Or rather, across. I want to just put in some tile up there, I think. So let's just get some tile and just make sure that that is dealt with. And then we'll also do some digging this direction, and that should help us extend our bedroom a little bit further. Yeah. And then we'll head into this cavern once we're actually done there. I guess cancel. Let's get rid of you. Let's just dig all the way across, actually. And then we'll go and harvest each of these. That's not harvesting. That's just priority. Harvest. What's the key? Why? Never remember that. Yep, we'll harvest that. And we'll harvest these as well. Is there anything we aren't yet? Oh, up here. So we'll probably be digging across this direction. Like that. And then we'll harvest both of those, I think. Yep. We may have to put in a ladder temporarily, but otherwise that is going to work fine. Okay, so off to eating again. We're down to 10,000 calories. I'm not quite sure how many calories these are actually generating, but it certainly seems to be dealing with everything perfectly fine. Can we put in some more planter boxes just in case we pick up some more food? I think we can. Where's the food section? 4. And let's put in, let's just say 2 more planter boxes. Okay, and it's nighttime, so let's skip forwards. And our colonists have gained the first skill point, so we now should be able to send them into various different things. Camille is our researcher, remember, so yeah, we're definitely going to shove her into advanced research. She can use the supercomputer. Seems a bit early for a supercomputer, but regardless, that can go in there. Nicola is, let's just see, you like cooking, but we've already got a cook. And I guess, do we want to do any of that? Well, we can probably put him into improved tinkering for now. And Hassan is good at strength and doctoring. Likes also decorating. Decorating is probably going to be good for keeping morale, so I'm going to send them into that for now. So that can do for our skills. Research, how are you actually doing? Employment is done, as I said. And where is the next one? That's nearly done, so we're nearly through power regulation, which will give us a better battery, among other things. And that research is done. We now have power regulation, so we've got the battery, we've got a switch to be able to turn things on and off, and a wire bridge so that you can basically have more complex wire networks. However, that does leave into internal combustion, so we can convert coal into electrical power and burn lumber. That's going to produce carbon dioxide, of course, and heat in the case of the wood burn. I'm not quite sure why that... Well, that says it doesn't produce heat, and that one does. Surely if you convert coal into power, it's going to be by burning it. I'm not sure what else you would do for coal. Anyway, we'll get them started on that, and that should help us along a little bit. I've also created another storage bin here that's just got seeds and can just store seeds. Just so that if they see any seeds on the floor, they should pick them up, and we'll then be able to replant them. and stuff like that. So we have a seed bin effectively. Okay. They have already dug through mostly all the way over here. And we've got some other bits and pieces, mealwood, etc. Let's just try and... to harvest? Yeah, they are harvesting. So we have got a little bit more food. A little bit more still than just then. Good. So we should be able to set up our jumbo battery, I think. Let's put it there. And let's put some power wire, just to make sure it's connected. And then we should be able to destroy these, I think. Let's just see, what is it? Is it going to tell me? It's not going to tell me until it's actually built. Okay, so we'll see how much power can be stored in each of these by comparison to the jumbo battery. We'll probably find it in here. How much is in the jumbo battery? Doesn't say. Okay. Never mind. That shouldn't take very long. It's taking longer than I was expecting, but yeah, fine. And that's already collected. We have a little bit more oxylite here. This is actually producing oxygen just by itself. And I don't want to actually destroy it. So I've got to be a little bit careful. Both of those are set to harvest. So if we just put a ladder in place, they should be able to get up there. Okay. And probably the same up here as well. So I'll just put a ladder on this side. And then we'll just dig this out. And I think they should be able to get up one slot, but let's just put a ladder there instead. And then it's probably going to get too hot out. Ooh, in fact, I'm not sure I actually want to do that. That's just going to... Yeah, let's just get rid of that. That is just carbon dioxide. I'd rather not just dig into that just yet. Thank you very much. Although it does have a source of food. Still carbon dioxide here. So the plants aren't consuming it a huge amount just yet. But we're okay. Yeah, pretty good so far. Okay, so we now have a blueprint available from our printer. So let's take a look. We have a couple of new colonists, well, 3 colonists, and a poker shell spawn. Okay, I'm not sure if we need poker shells. I'm just going to look for people for the moment. So you have no taste. Okay, you get more morale from food. Basically, cannot do researching errands. I don't mind increased strength and small bladder, actually, but only interest is tidying. And then we have a doctor, so interior decorator, but can't dig. Bottom of stomach, I guess. Yeah, it says it's a bad thing. Minus 500 kilograms per cycle. Maybe you consume more? Because if that's consumed less, I'm not sure why that's a downside. Okay. Isn't trypophobia scaring of like small holes in things, like a sponge, that kind of thing? So let's just go for Banhi? Yeah, Banhi. Okay, and print. We will, however, need a new cot, but we have a bedroom up here already, so that is going to be straightforward. Where are you? Whoops, it's furniture, isn't it? Yeah, cot. And we have 3, but we now have, 3 bathrooms, but we only have 5 people. And I'm trying to change that around to go that way. So we're going to dig out this area a little bit more. We need another 4 spaces, at least. And got to be careful there in the sand. So that's going to drop down as soon as we dig. So we're also going to want to put tiles there just to keep everything nice and 4 high all the way across. And over here is a little bit of food, but we don't have to worry about that. So off they go. Yep, they saw a friend, and they're going to dig this out. So we'll get back to... we'll probably move outhouses. We'll put 2 more outhouses here, and then remove this one and replace it with a sink, just so we end up with sinks on the outside of this thing. So up at the top, I've decided to mark these for destruction. Basically, get rid of the batteries. And each of those said it produces the same amount of heat, it seems, as one of these. So I thought, well, it'd be nicer that we just have one of them then. And up they go. We've got all this done, so then we can just put in our medicine. No, it's in plumbing. A couple of outhouses. Once that's done, then I'll just destroy this one and we should be okay. We'll get all the materials back. I don't think you lose materials for that kind of thing. Let me just double check the oxygen. Still building up down here. Maybe we should put in another one of these diffusers. but I've got to be a little bit careful. Even so, that wall may be a little bit too thin as it is. Yeah, it'll do fine for now, maybe. We'll see. I'll basically prop it up if I need to. And is there anything else I can do down here? I should probably think about oxygen at some point. Still seems fine. And we've now got over into this area. The oxylight has disappeared. So we should now be able to just harvest all of you. And we've got 11,000 kilocalories, 11,000 calories left. So that's good. All right, our colony is ticking on, I think. I think it's getting quite a good start. At least for me. What do you think? So we did pick up a couple more seeds, and that is something we need to basically, there's some algae there, we can get rid of it. We need some storage for that, so let's just put in some organic stuff. So yeah, that can do for algae. At least let's just specifically say algae. Is there anything else we can tick there? Filtration medium, no, don't need to worry about that. Critter eggs, no. So we'll have that all produced over there, and we're also going to need then to process the mealwood. So if we go into food, we have this microbe musher, which sounds wonderful, and we can put that somewhere. I'm running sort of running out of room. I think I'm going to go and put it up here somewhere. We're eventually going to move this down and get everything running a little bit better, but for now we'll put it there, get some power to it. I guess that's going to need it. We're going to now have a coal generator because that research is done. But in the meantime, I'm just going to put some wire across from our existing setup. It's going to go from here because that's where the floor levels are going to be eventually. And we will just send it up that way. And they should start digging. Just going to clear a little bit of flat space down here. Eventually, we'll have this as complete tile floor. Off they go. And we can get clear at that area of ceiling as well. Let's set that to higher priority. Let's just set it to, I don't know, 8 to just do all of this. Yep. Get to do that pretty quickly. There we go. Some more algae. And they're going to dig at the ceiling. Of course, we want to put that back in with tile. And off they go. Plenty of algae popping up. And then this should be then used to create food for us. So we've got 12,000 calories at the moment. This stuff should get transformed, well, it should produce mealwood. Mealwood, I think, goes into lice loaf, which, again, sounds absolutely wonderful. But, yeah, we'll get that going. And we need to put some tiles in there as well. So let's get the tile for now. There. Okay. And are you idle? You are idle. Why are you not just digging? Well, digging. Putting this down. There we go. 2 of them are still idle, but we need to perhaps move stuff around. Has the oxygen terrible? Okay, fair enough. I will look that up online. And it's food time for everyone. Oh, off to the bathrooms. 4 of them simultaneously want the bathroom. Okay. And now we should be able to destroy you. And put another sink in. Plumbing. Medicine even. And we'll put a wash basin in there once they're finished, but it is night time. Yeah, let's skip forward through the night. And here we are with our microbe musher. We can produce, well, tofu, lice loaf, or mush bar. Apparently mush bars are preferable to starvation, but only just barely. So compacted into a dense, immobile loaf. So let's just select lice loaf and forever for the moment, and we'll see how well that actually goes. We can then, I think this is a ration box, so can we select just edible, all edible food goes in here. Fine. Is that full? Nope, it's actually nearly empty. It's unrefrigerated, but that should get them started. And we're going to want to, what are you saying? Insufficient resources, water. So why don't we just set you as a priority of 8, for argument's sake. Almost highest priority. Yeah, so we should be able to bring water in. Yep, and they're working. Yeah, it is working. Good. So that should be producing food pretty soon. I guess we've got to take a look at how much of the after stuff from our farms we've got, but we can put more planter boxes down. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to get quite a few sets of these maybe going. And something like that. So we'll see how well they go for that. And off they go. Are we able to get anything more planted yet? Well, we can put blossom seeds. Does that produce edible bristleberries? We need light. We need temperature. Air pressure. 5 to 30 degrees. That's fine. I'm not sure we have light source for those, though, unfortunately. Well, it's not down here. We may have to put them somewhere else. But they've built everything. And we'll have to wait for some more mealwood seeds, it seems. Can they not just... Are they just... What are they doing? Idle, hungry, and holding your breath. Well, leave then. Go somewhere else. It's poisoning you down there. So now we have available a few things. An algae terrarium, that basically produces oxygen but removes carbon dioxide. So although this has some carbon dioxide in it, we can look specifically for any areas. This is actually building up. I'm not quite sure if these... We probably want to leave some in here. So maybe we should think about this. But it gains a 10% efficiency boost in direct light. So yeah, maybe I'll just put one down here. And we can always remove it if necessary later. And we'll see what effect it actually has. Also in here, research is now complete for... well, advanced research is just starting. But we have completed research for internal combustion, as I said before. So we now technically are able to create a sort of a power source. We can't automate it yet, but that's coming soon. So power, we can create a coal generator. And we can put it, I guess, here for now. We will also get, get some power, some wire, and that will let us start work, I think, without running on our manual generator. But the jumbo battery helps. Yep, Camille's off to do more research. So let's speed things back up again. Yeah, let's speed things back up. And we also have the option for, I think it's a compost in here somewhere. Yeah, refinement. Compost. And I'm not sure if this deals with the waste that's in here or not. But we will probably want compost at some point. So we may as well get them started. And we'll put them over here, I think, and see how that goes. So compost we can put there. See how that goes. It's at the other end of the bathroom. Guess appropriate for dealing with waste. And let's just set up some priorities and set, I guess, this for 7, this for 7, and this for 7. And whoop, is that not setting 7? Yeah, there it is. And we're at full speed. Probably should get rid of these critters sooner or later. But we are sweeping stuff, so they don't have too much to eat. And there it is, daytime. Okay, so here comes our algae terrarium. Do we have to configure it? Insufficient resources, just water. So let's just set that a little bit higher. That's delivered, and there's our compost pile as well. Awaiting compostables. So as and when we have that, that's going to work fine. And let's just put some more tile up there. Is there anything else we need for now? No. So let's see if that looks like it's having some slight effect. We'll see what happens over time. And I think that's probably a good point to leave the episode. Let me just check. Yeah, we're running up against the half-an-hour mark. We have the power actually connected. Although, yeah, so when the battery gets to a certain threshold, it should kick in, I think. But, I'm not sure whether I actually want that on all the time. Let's just turn it off. And then it'll run on batteries until we run low. But we don't have anything to say when the battery's low, then start up yet. We don't have anywhere to sense it. So I think we're going to need a different building for that. So we'll get to some automation next episode, hopefully. And over here, what are you short of? Insufficient resources, meal, lice. So yeah, basically, we're out of mulch to basically grind down into food. So we need to get more seeds for that. We've got some more blossom seeds. Another mealworm seed, plant that. And over here I've put the blossom seeds, so these should give us edible food once they grow as well. And there is light around from the shine bug, so they should have what they need down there. And that's good. Okay, so I'll need to see you next episode for some more Oxygen Not Included. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you did, give it a thumbs up. More importantly, give lots of comments for other people who are starting the game if you are more experienced than I am, and almost everyone is more experienced than I am at this particular game. So yeah, we'll see. And as research is done, so we have to select something else here. Advanced research, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to start that up next episode. So until then, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.